Namaskar and good morning. Since the last few years, on the guidance of Honorable Prime Minister, we have set in motion a practice which didn't exist before. Budgets are placed in the Parliament, and post that, the Rashtrapati Bhashan is taken up for discussion, then there's a reply given by the Honorable Prime Minister. Post that, the budget speech is spoken upon by the members of opposition and also the treasury benches, for which a reply is formally given. Then the Parliament breaks for a recess, during which the proposed budget, finance bill and its details, are taken up by the standing committee and the various committees. After that, when the Parliament resumes in March, the appropriation and the discussion on the finance bill and passing of the finance bill happens, so that from 1st April, monies are given to the various departments. So actually, there wasn't any outreach in that sense during the session, post tabling of the budget, or even during the recess period. But it was an explicit desire which the Honorable Prime Minister expressed, saying it is all right that you have placed it in the Parliament, but it will serve well if all around the country, if the Finance Ministry's team goes around, explains what the idea is behind the budget, and then when comments are placed, you get from all over the country inputs, which, if necessary, may become part of Treasury's own amendment into the finance bill when it is taken up for discussion. And this idea has actually worked out well, because I think we've had quite a few inputs coming thus far like that on the earlier budgets, which we have, where possible, taken it up as the amendments, even as the finance bill comes for discussion. It has helped to sharp focus, fine-tune, and therefore serves a very critical part of the finance bill's passing. And Mumbai being Mumbai, in all these years, the first visit post submission of the or tabling of the budget in the Parliament has been the first destination to which the Ministry of Finance goes. And in that, for this year too, Mumbai has taken the precedence and the entire team is here. So instead of giving a long, winding opening statement and no key speech, the budget and its provisions are there before you. Every newspaper and every television channel, other than the think tanks, have found their print and electronic space to give their view on it, on specific aspects for each one of them according to the domain in which they are interested. And all of us in our own way have our own views on the budget. With those expressed views which are out there for all of us to read or hear, and with our own views, when we meet here with the entire team of the Finance Ministry, I would think it will be only right for me to hear rather than give one more speech. You've heard me 87 minutes giving a speech which thankfully was the shortest. Thankfully was the shortest in my few budget readings. So I would think I'd leave it there and underline the fact, which is very obvious, and but stated for the sake of reinforcing the thought and underlying its importance. Growth is the main focus. We want to sustain that recovery, sustain that growth, which has kept India at the good level of growing, which no other country, except for one, I think, because it's fuel rich, has managed to reach. and the credit goes to the people of India for somehow absorbing all the little help which the government has come up with, either in the form of relief or in the form of a policy between 2020 and today. And that recovery momentum should not be lost, and therefore it was an express desire of the Prime Minister that the public capital expenditure should be kept up, and that is why it has reached double-digit 10 lakh crores. That is the emphasis which is before you, and I'm sure that's the emphasis you would have wanted us to keep without undermining the growth potential. Other than that, everything else is all there for you to see. To the credit of the team, I will say that even despite these challenging circumstances and also these difficult times, fiscal consolidation has been kept in mind and also serviced. Therefore, growth on one side, inclusive growth mainly, and fiscal consolidation, both have been well established in this budget, and therefore Mumbai should really be liking it. We'd like to hear from you now. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam. May I now seek the permission of the Honorable Finance Minister to start the session? I now